Peace be upon you. God's mercy and blessings visit you. Workers any day, the Palestinian cause is talking about the next part to The Spectator on the second part. Hasib link video in the description box. The night we start. The Faisal-Weizmann Agreement. Main article, Faisal-Weizmann Agreement. In January 3, 1919, the Faisal-Weizmann Agreement was signed by Prince Faisal ibn Sharif Hussein with Chaim Weizmann, president of the World Zionist Organization, at the Paris Peace Conference in 1919, giving the Jews facilities in establishing a homeland in Palestine and recognizing the Balfour Promise. Jewish emigration. According to official statistics, 367,845 people, both Jews and non-Jews, have immigrated to Palestine since the end of the 19th century, of whom 33,304 immigrated legally between 1920 and 1945. Between 50,000 and 60,000 Jews and a few non-Jews also emigrated illegally during this period. Immigration led to most of the increase in the Jewish population, while the non-Jewish increase came largely from natural population growth. There are no reliable data on immigration to Palestine from Arab countries. Britain began to deal cautiously with the Arab and Jewish parties, but under the pretext of anti-Semitism in Europe, which grew during the late 19th and early 20th centuries, its result was that Jewish immigration, mostly from Europe to Palestine, began to increase significantly, which created a lot of Arab resentment and led the British government to place restrictions on Jewish immigration to Palestine, where it issued the White Paper to stop and regulate Jewish immigration to Palestine. These quotas are controversial, especially in the last years of British rule. The feeling grew in many Arab countries to fight the British and some Jewish organizations that attacked the Arab population in response to attacks on Jewish groups. The Great Palestinian Revolution is one of the largest popular revolts carried out by the Palestinian people against the English colonialists and Jewish immigrants to Palestine during the British Mandate on Palestine, such as the Revolution of 1920, the unrest of 1921, and the Barak Revolution of 1929, and the unrest of 1933. It lasted for 3 continuous years, starting from 1936 to 1939. After the death of Sheikh Izz al-Din al-Qassam at the hands of the British police in Jenin. After that, a general strike was announced, which included most of the Palestinian Arab cities. The Partition of Palestine Resolution is the name given to a resolution approved by the General Assembly of the United Nations on November 29, 1947, which decided to end the British Mandate on Palestine and divide its territory into 3 new entities, that is, the establishment of an Arab and a Jewish state on the soil of Palestine, and that the cities of Jerusalem and Bethlehem should be located in a special area under international trusteeship. This was the officially named resolution of the General Assembly number 181, one of the first attempts to resolve the Arab/Jewish Zionist conflict on the land of Palestine. The idea of dividing Palestine into 2 Arab and Jewish states with the definition of an international zone around Jerusalem was initiated in the report of the Bell Committee of 1937 and the report of the Woodhead Committee of 1938. And these reports were issued by 2 committees appointed by the British government to discuss the question of Palestine following the Great Palestinian Revolution that took place between the years 1933 and 1939. After the Second World War and the establishment of the UN body in place of the League of Nations, the United Nations demanded a review of the mandate instruments granted by the League of Nations to the European empires, and considered the situation of the British Mandate of Palestine one of the most complex and important issues. Political career before 1948. Political awareness in Palestine began early, and this awareness was noticeable in the period of the Ottoman Empire. Palestine had a role in the Ottoman state, where the people of Palestine had representatives in the Council of Envoys, which was elected after the issuance of the Constitution. As Ruhi Khalidi, Said Husseini and Hafiz Said were delegates from the Jerusalem Brigade, Sheikh Ahmed al-Kamash from the Nablus Brigade, and Saad Shakiri from the Acre Brigade. Palestinian intellectuals played an important role in countering the policy of Turkification and confronting Jewish immigration to their country. And they founded about 17 organizations and political parties to express their opinions and defend their national rights, many of which were related to the issues of the region and the Arab nation. The most important of these parties and organizations were Muslim Christian associations, the Arab Independence Party, the Palestinian Free Party, the Palestinian Communist Party, National Liberation League, the Muslim Brotherhood, the Palestinian Farmers Party, the National Coalition Party, the Arab Youth Congress, and the Palestinian Arab Party. And as soon as we are done, Rhett, there will be a video that you will be surprised to be forgotten. Subscribe to the channel and activate the grass button so that they will connect you all new with Islam.